What is up, Starseeds? It's Sid. I just changed my outfit again and we are knocking out another video. This is my third video in a row that I've filmed today because I have time. My son fell asleep early and we're knocking some out because I was a little behind and I'm just on a roll right now, so we're just gonna keep going with that roll. This is another little transmission download that I wrote down in my notes. Actually, this one is probably at least 2, if not 3 years old, maybe even 3.5 or 4 years old, when I first wrote down the first snippet of information, which was like this little diagram that I drew, because we are going to compare growth and leveling up to a staircase, to soil. So I guess I want to start off by reading what I wrote, and the first portion of this I added to probably last year, but this whole concept I've come back to, and it's funny because the topic of it is, well, let me just read it. How in life you learn in cycles, you come back to certain subjects in school year after year. On a side note, forget about the negative parts of school, just look at what I'm talking about. Let me start over. Okay, how in life you learn in cycles. You come back to certain subjects in school year after year, just getting more advanced, but in life as well. Most of my videos, or a lot of my videos, have been on my list of videos to do for years. There's very few that are spur of the moment, I think, because for most videos, I let the information simmer for years so that I have come back to it and revisited and relearned it in more advanced ways multiple times before presenting the info to you guys. The spur of the moment ones are special in their own way, like they have that freshly thought of spark, you know. And I also just want to compare life and growth and leveling up and expanding yourself to a giant staircase. It's hard to climb up. Pulling yourself up to the next step is hard and painful, but once you get to the top of that next step, it feels so nice. It's like life, because healing hurts. But once your mind and you are in a better place and you're on that higher level, it's amazing. Don't get comfortable on a step. Keep going up that staircase. It keeps getting better. The healing and pain is worth it for that higher level. If you get too comfortable waiting on a step, people are going to trample over you. So that's what I wrote. That's kind of what I added to this just kind of diagram thought. So the diagram thought, the original thought of this probably 4 years ago now, was, at the time in my mind I was kind of like, oh, this is a staircase, but the drawing I drew looked nothing like a staircase, and I don't think I have it in the notes of my phone anymore, but if I do, I'll insert a picture. Now, literally just today, revisiting this topic once again, it kind of looks like layers of soil or ground or rock or something, because some, like the bottom layer is kind of wavy, and then the next one is kind of like that, but it's just kind of wavy and the layers aren't even like this. Like growth and leveling up, like this staircase, it doesn't have to be a staircase, it doesn't have to be soil, it's kind of, it's just this metaphor that I've come up with, right? But so you don't have to level up like you learn this, learn that, learn that. You can learn a little bit of this and then a little bit of that. Like the layers don't have to be even. You can kind of snake your way up the staircase, I guess. But you learn these pockets of information. Eventually you'll get through like the whole pie or whatever. If you're eating a pie now we're eating a pie, you guys. There's so many different ways to look at this. You can eat a little bite there, you can eat a little bite there. You don't have to go around in a perfect circle and like eat everything in this structured order. Like you can get some of that information, get some of that information. And it's like living life in a 3D earth. It's like you're not gonna go in a perfect order, even if you're OCD perfectionist and you want to do things just like neatly and like that. Chances are you're not gonna do things like that. You're gonna do things like that. Grab a little bit of this, grab a little bit of that, and that's okay. And you're also gonna keep cycling back through it and relearning. You know, forget about how in school you revisit things every year, because the schooling system is yuck. But it's like in life, you do that too. Think about how in life you're gonna relearn how to make laundry detergent. If you forget the recipe, you're gonna learn how to do it again. Like every year, my mom relearns how to turn the freaking sprinklers on, you know? People always revisit things and relearn them with a deeper understanding. I revisit video topics over and over again. I revisit learning astrology pretty much every spring. That's why I didn't want this video to be an announcement, but I mean, I think you guys have known that I'm working on courses, and I do believe that next spring is when I'm going to start teaching courses. And the first one is going to be, I believe, on astrology. And then I'm going to teach about extraterrestrial, past life, starseed, Akashic records, galactic history, ET races, and things like that in the summer. And then in the fall, it's going to be more witchy, divination, tool, ancestral healing, trusting your intuition, and things like that. And then in the winter, I think I'm going to take that season off. However, in the future, I might have like a survival or self-sufficiency, sustainable, eco-friendly survival, how they all kind of wrap into one. Just kind of like that realm, that self-sufficiency realm, that it's like all non-toxic, but also survival skills. Because those two things, while they are separate niches, I kind of mash them together because in survival instincts, you use reusable things. When you're being eco-friendly, you want to use reusable things. In both areas of life, both niches, it's all about kind of self-sufficiency. So I kind of mash that together into sustainability. But anyways, I revisit these topics and it's in cycles. Because like I said, in the spring is when I like to revisit astrology, learn a bit more, revisit those nakshatras, revisit divisional charts, revisit all that. So that's what growth and leveling up is like, and I just thought it was a cool topic, and like I said, I was on the roll with these videos, so I wanted to share that. But that's all for this one. Thank you guys for listening. I love you. Peace.